All right, call to order. Good afternoon. This is a regular meeting of Labor and Economic Committee for Tuesday, February the 18th of 2025. It is now 3:05. As Vice Chair of the committee, I will preside over this meeting in the absence of Council Member Committee Chair Reno Weber. This meeting is being held in pursuant of the KRS 61.826 and Council Rule 5A. Let it be noted that Purvis and Reno Weber have excused absences today. All right, roll call today. It looks like we have, they're not here. Committee member Ken Herndon. Committee member Paula McCraney. She's not here. Committee member Andrew Owen.
Here, thanks.
Committee member Stuart Benson. Committee member Khalil Bashan. And it looks like we have watching online with us, is it Owen? Winkler. Oh, Owen's over here. I'm so sorry. All right, the first item on the list is item 4. The next item on agenda, R02325, is a resolution determining the property located at 1407 Hefner Road, parcel ID number 0023 0025 0000, as surplus and not needed for a governmental purpose and authorizing its transfer. Can I have a motion and a second?
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Khalil Bashan and a second,
Second by Owen.
Andrew Owen. Thank you for that. Is there any discussion?
Yes. Good afternoon. Latondra Jones, Project Manager with the Office of Housing and Community Development. This property is located in Council District 17 at 1407 Hafer Road. It is shown as Tract 3 on the surplus certification sheet that you should have. It is located at the southeast of the intersection of Heifer and LaGrange Road. It's north of the Berrytown Park and the Anchorage Middletown Fire and EMS Training Facility. It is 0.38 acres or 16,553 square feet. It is zoned R5 and in the Neighborhood Farm District. Metro acquired this property in 1978 as part of a much larger parcel, and the parcel was part of an urban renewal project that included construction of the multifamily development, which is located to the west across Heifer Road from the subject parcel, as well as the widening of Heifer Road. Those projects have been completed, and the subject parcel is a remnant left over from the right-of-way dedication. A Metro valuation has been completed that values this parcel at $9,630. Metro proposes to sell this parcel to the Berrytown Community Land Trust, Inc. for $1, citing Metro's precedent of selling real property to nonprofits for $1, as well as the Land Trust's contributions to the community. In keeping with the recently adopted Berrytown Neighborhood Plan, the Trust proposes to use this parcel for an urban farming project that would include several greenhouses, a youth summer camp, hands-on training in micro-farming and commercial horticulture, a growers cooperative in partnership with the Kentucky State University Cooperative Extension Program and local church, and a pop-up cafe, among other initiatives. The Trust's mission includes land acquisition and construction of affordable homes, as well as increasing the supply of locally grown vegetables for Berrytown residents and the neighboring communities throughout East Louisville. We have Victor Williams, the Executive Director of the Trust, here in case there are questions of them.
Is there any further discussion or questions?
Chair, yeah.
Oh, looks like Winkler would like to speak. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And colleagues, I just want to speak to this item briefly. And I see Mr. Williams in the audience. I'm sorry I couldn't be there with you in person. But just want to, I've talked before about the great things that are happening in Berrytown. And, really prior to redistricting, Berrytown was in District 19. And, a lot of the work started with Councilman Piagentini and a neighborhood plan that he initiated that was ultimately then completed after redistricting when Berrytown was redistricted to 17. And, when you look at the work that's happening there, from the neighborhood plan to the creation of a homeowners association, to the work now of the Community Land Trust, who hopefully we'll hear from again in the future as they're working on a couple of other exciting projects in Berrytown. It really is just a testament to, neighbors getting together, taking control of, they weren't happy with the direction that their neighborhood was going with some other development that was happening. And those neighbors have sort of retaken control of their area and just done an absolutely outstanding job. And it's a real success story in the city. And I'm particularly proud of the work that's happening there, and proud to represent Berrytown here today, and would urge your unanimous support of this item, please. Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Go ahead, Stuart Benson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm a little bit embarrassed. This is a vacant lot,
Yes.
right? Is there houses on either side of this lot?
There's residential on both sides. So there's single-family residential to the east on the same side as the subject parcel. Immediately adjacent across Heifer to the west is the multifamily development.
Well,
That
to
was
me,
part of it.
growing things is really good at, but sometimes you can put something beside somebody's property and it makes their property go down. But the people on both sides are in favor of this, of a garden or hoop houses and stuff, or?
We haven't heard from the adjacent property owners. We didn't actually reach out to them, but Mr. Williams may be able to.
Chair Bass.
So per Mr. Williams, he has been in communication, the trust has been in communication with the community. They're all on board and in support, and he says awaiting, hopefully, approval of the project.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Go ahead, Winkler, you're next in line.
Thank you. And if I may I just want to, I think, maybe partially correct the record, and correct me if I'm wrong, but where this property is at the intersection of LaGrange and Heifer. There's only one immediate adjacent property owner because the property borders Heifer. Now, there is a residential property across the street, but immediately bordering on the back side of the property is a property owner. On the other side is woods that then eventually become a parking lot and eventually become, I believe it's Berrytown Anchorage Church that's there, if I'm not mistaken. So I think there's only really one directly adjacent property owner. And this is a property that is right now grass and woods, sometimes not maintained. We actually have the homeowner maintains it from time to time, and I think puts it to a much higher use.
Any other discussion? If there is no further discussion, this is a resolution allowing for a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those in favor of, I'm sorry. All
doing
those
fine.
not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. The resolution passes and will be sent to consent calendar.
Sounds good.
Thank you, colleagues.
The next item on the agenda is item 1, R01625, a resolution in pursuant to the capital of operating budget ordinance approving by the appropriation to fund the following non-competitively negotiated professional service contract for the Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods concerning evaluation and analysis regarding the Louisville Youth Continuum of Care Project, McNary and Associates LLC, $99,539. Can I have a motion and a
Motion.
second? We have a motion by Owen and second by Khalil Bashar. Is there any discussion?
Okay. Hi, I'm Carla Kirby, Assistant Director at the Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods. And Ocean applied for and recently received a $420,000 federal grant from the Department of Justice Office for Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. The name of the grant is called Building Local Continuums of Care to Support Youth Success. The project manager for this grant is Danielle Farhat, and I brought her with her today to congratulate her on her efforts. She wrote the grant, her first one, and she received it. So this is an 18-month, $420,000 grant. The cycle is 10/1/24 to 4/1/26, so it's an 18-month grant. It does fall within 2.5 years of the Metro fiscal calendar. The $99,539, so the full amount is split into the 2.5 year period. The selection of the McNary Group was entered due to the fact that in the federal application, it required us to develop the project design, implementation, and evaluation of the program. So we met with the McNary Group, and they worked with Danielle to help develop that. And so we did provide their capacity and experience as a future contractor on this project. So that's why they were selected. So we broke down the total, just for your information. The breakdown of the $99,539 is the McNary research will be $31,000 per year. And we're also providing youth family stipends in the amount of approximately $19,000 per year, because part of this project is to look at the outcomes for youth and families who are involved in the juvenile justice system. So part of the grant is a 6-month planning process where we look at data, we interview all of the stakeholders in the system, and then we determine what are the resources for these young people in the system, as well as what are the gaps. And so the next 12 months, we'll be working with community members to identify the gaps and hopefully build stronger continuums of support and systems. And so Ocean's role in that is we have the Department of Youth Engagement Services, and we're working closely with the juvenile court on this project. We have another project in juvenile court that is complementary to this. So we're working with the Criminal Justice Commission. Faith Augustine is the director. We were using the Juvenile Justice Advisory Committee as our oversight group, which is required by the grant. So let me know if you have any questions about what the grant entails or what we're doing.
Is there any discussion on this? You can go ahead, Khalil.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you so much for your presentation. Just out of curiosity, do we have any numbers that kind of help identify this nearly $100,000, how many youth have we gotten out of criminal behavior or an activity through Oceans? And do you have any statistics in some of the data of what this money is going to go to and how it's going to be used properly?
Well, we have an evaluation plan in place. So this is a systems change effort in that we're going to be assessing what services are in the community for these young people, what are the gaps are identified, and then working with the court and the community stakeholders to look at every step within the juvenile justice system, from arrest, diversion, disposition, reentry, probation, all of those points in the justice system to see what services are in the community to keep those young people in the community rather than sending them to the State Department of Juvenile Justice to be incarcerated.
With all due respect, I feel like that we have a lot of these programs that already take place and that are already happening and collecting that data, so we need to invest another $100,000 to collect more data on the same thing that we've already collected data on?
Well, this is a requirement of the grant, and we don't actually have good data. What we're going to be doing is gathering data from various agencies and then analyzing that, and that's what McNary is going to do to help us with that, so that we can look at evidence-based programs, what's working, what's not. How should we move forward in the future to fund these youth programs? We're putting a lot of money out there on programs that just sound good. We want to put money out there, but programs that are actually effective in doing the work that needs to be done to capture these young people so they won't go further into the juvenile justice system.
Totally agree with you, and I don't
Yeah.
disagree on that at all. Where is this money coming from? Do we have an evaluation of where that's coming from?
Right,
Is
it's
it
from the
coming out
federal, it's from the federal grant, the Department of Juvenile, it's called the Department of Justice, Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention.
And they're putting the money down from the federal level to
Yes.
the local level?
To the local level.
So this is, no local money is being put into this. It's a nearly $100,000 grant from the federal level to Oceans.
Correct.
And we're just looking for approval on this, is that correct, Sonia? Yep, okay. All right, thank you.
Any other discussion? Go ahead, Mr. Benson.
Thank you, thank you. You know, helping kids is a great idea, you know, and I don't really understand exactly what all, but I think your heart's right. You're trying to make something that helps out for the kids. If it really works, is there another grant that you could get to keep the program going for other kids or to, you know, sometimes when you have things that works, then we drop it because we don't have any money. If somebody knew that it was working, that maybe we could help out to make it continue. If there's, you know, success rate. Could there be another grant or something, or?
Well, that's our goal in this, so that we can actually identify what's available on our system, what our system needs, and then fund those things, leverage the funding with our state partners and other federal partners to be able to continue to fund those. You know, we need to fund programs to identify those that are actually working and helping desist the further incarceration of these young people. So that's our goal.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? This is a resolution aligned for a voice vote. All those in favor say aye. All those in favor say nay. The ayes have it. The resolution passes and will be sent to consent calendar. Next item on the list is item number 2, R01825, a resolution approving the granting of local incentives to Willa USA, LLC, and any subsequent assignees or approved affiliates therefore pursuant to the KRS Chapter 154, Subchapter 32. Can I have a motion and a second? Motion made by Councilmember Bashon and second with Andrew Owen. Is there any discussion?
Good afternoon. Joshua McKee, EVP of Economic and Talent Development for the Louisville Economic Development Alliance. Wheeler USA specializes in clamping, crowning, and tooling solutions for press brakes. Located at 10501 Freeport Drive in District 14, the company develops, manufactures, and sells their products to end users and OEMs worldwide. Wheeler received preliminary approval for their KBI incentive through the Kentucky Economic Development Finance Authority in 2023 and is now seeking final approval for their project, which includes a total investment of $11.5 million and 24 new jobs with an average wage of $32.16 per hour. Wheeler remains compliant with KBI incentive regulations as established and monitored by the Kentucky Cabinet for Economic Development. Louisville Economic Development Alliance and Louisville Metro Government are supportive of this request for local participation at 1% of the wage assessment.
Let the record reflect we have been joined virtually by Councilwoman Paula McCraney. Is there any discussion on this?
As we appreciate all the new investments into the community, especially bringing new jobs and to the south end, and which will create additional economic development within or around it. So thank you for your work on that, Josh.
Thank you, Councilman.
Any other discussion? Go ahead, Mr. Benson.
Thank you very much. You're all going to make something. I didn't understand what you're making, or what are you all doing?
Oh, so I don't represent the company. I'm with,
Oh, you don't?
No, I'm with the city and the Economic Development Alliance, so we're presenting the resolution for their approval of their incentives. WELA, they specialize in clamping, crowning, and tooling solutions for press brakes. So they're a company located here in Jefferson County that received preliminary approval for their incentives for expansion back in 2023. So they're up for final approval.
They do they got press brakes?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct, sir.
Most people don't know what that is. Okay,
Point of order.
thank,
They probably have tool and die makers there, Councilman Benson.
you have to have somebody.
Is there any other discussion? Go ahead, Mr. Owen.
Quickly, I have expressed to the administration and others that I think, I love the idea that we're investing in companies that are already here. We can't ignore trying to draw Fortune 500 companies and other companies to Louisville, but I love the fact that we're spending a lot of time and energy investing in companies that are already here for reasons that are multiple. And so just wanted to give a salute to the administration and would like to see as much of this as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Any other discussion? With there being none, this is a resolution allowing for a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The resolution passes and will be sent to consent calendar. The next item on the agenda is item number 3, R01925, a resolution approving the granting of local incentives to Houston Johnson, Inc., and the subsequent assignees for approved affiliates thereof pursuant of KRS Chapter 154, Subchapter 32. Can I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Khalil Bashon and second by Andrew Owen. Is there any discussion?
Good afternoon again. Joshua McKee, EVP of Economic and Talent Development for the Louisville Economic Development Alliance. Houston Johnson, Inc., or HJI, is a third-party logistics company that provides material management solutions for businesses in multiple market segments worldwide. Located at 266 Eiler Ave in District 25, HJI received preliminary approval for their KBI incentive through the Kentucky Economic Development Finance Authority in 2023. It is now seeking final approval for their project, which totaled an investment of $14.7 million and 76 new jobs, with an average wage of $25.09. HJI remains compliant with KBI incentive regulations as established and monitored by the Kentucky Economic Development Cabinet, and Louisville Economic Development Alliance and Louisville Metro Government are supportive of this request for local participation at 1% of the wage assessment.
Looks like we have Andrew Owen in the queue to speak.
Ditto what I said on the last one. Thank you. I appreciate this, investing in local companies. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
All right. Looks like we also have Khalil Bashon.
Yes, as I echo Josh McKee's comments and Councilman Owens, this incentive is designed to encourage job creation as well as keeping jobs in our local economy, attract investment, and increase tax revenue for the city. The resolution also ensures compliance with the state requirements, including wage and investments commitments, and prohibits the use of funds and anti-union activities. So thank you all again at Economic Development for your great work. I know we had a lot of conversation on KBIs yesterday and different things in a meeting, and we look forward to seeing more additional investment in our communities.
Thank you, Councilman.
Any other discussion? With there being none, this is a resolution allowing for a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The resolution passes and will be sent to consent calendar. If there is no further business to come before us with objection to the meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.